That move you're scared to make might be the game changer. You've definitely heard this phrase before, whether that be on social media or inspirational podcasts or things like that, but I'm starting to realize that it really is true. We spend so much time stuck in the same situations, the same states, where we're not really progressing. We feel like we're in a rut. We're just not really all that happy. And we can find those moments where we are distracting ourselves and we can find enjoyment in them, but overall we're just moving forward listlessly, not making any progress, and it can be frustrating, especially if you're a person like me that really values that feeling of progress, improvement, and things of that nature. I've definitely been in a rut for a really long time. This new period kind of feels like, when I think back to how I was living for years, probably since I was maybe ever since some point in high school. Definitely in college. It felt like, despite all the great experiences I had, all the great people I met, I was definitely in an overall state of, not misery, but just kind of a state of not really making progress the way I wanted to. I felt like my whole college experience was kind of a dark age, and I really hate to say that just because, again, I did meet a lot of great people, I did have a lot of good experiences, but that's just kind of how it feels. And now that I'm out of college, I feel so much better, like a lot better. I don't find myself really feeling as alone or just generally miserable as I was previously, which is definitely nice. And I think leaving the school system has definitely been a big part of that. But another reason is that once I graduated college, I was still in that state of just laying on the couch, using my phone, staying inside, scrolling, not really doing much of anything, falling into that same repetitive cycle. And for months, for probably 3 months after I graduated, I was still in that state of not progressing, not really doing anything, just laying around, being lazy and feeling bad. But I think it's true when people say that the move you're scared to make might be the game changer, just because I've wanted to take content creation more seriously for a really long time now, but I just never did. But now that I've been posting every single day, now that I'm trying to learning how to get better at certain things in terms of making content, just really been really consistent. Like for the last week I've posted every day, which has been great, at least. But ever since really started taking content creation more seriously, it's had this life. It's definitely had its impact, because now I find myself where previously I would worry more about maybe my relationships or certain people or girls or things like that, I just naturally find myself thinking more about how can I get better at this? How can I get better at this? I find myself wanting to do bad habits less often. I have less time just to scroll or mindlessly consume things because I have to make a video every single day. Times when I would maybe just lay around all day and not really be content with that, but keep telling myself tomorrow, tomorrow, now that I actually have something to devote myself to every single day. It's just changed the game because now it feels like I'm working towards something. I have something I'm passionate about. I'm not, again, constantly obsessing over little things like my interactions with other people. And that would definitely be a big thing for me as someone, you know, who can definitely have moments of social anxiety and things like that. Not worrying so much about my interactions with others and instead having this focus of, okay, I have to make videos. Whereas previously I would be always super available to all of my friends and everybody who needed me. And I think that's definitely a good trait, but it's also nice that now I have something where it's like, no, I actually can't because I have to work on videos. I have to finish this. I have to finish these videos. And it's just definitely created, I think, more confidence in myself. Just kind of feels like a weight is kind of starting to be lifted a bit, I think, where the other day I realized, yeah, I'm definitely way happier outside of college now. And I think a large part of that, because I didn't feel like that for a really long time, but ever since I've been consistent in making content, it's been that feeling of, oh snap, I actually do feel quite good now, just because it no longer feels like, oh yeah, I spent a great day with my friends, but I didn't make a video or I didn't make content. And I would feel a bit bad because it's been something I wanted, to be honest, it's been something I've been interested in since I was like a little kid. And I really started to really want to do it ever since quarantine, ever since 2020. I've definitely wanted to start making content, but I kept making excuses why I can't do it, letting my social anxiety get to me in college, so I never really became consistent with it. But now that I have, I definitely feel like lighter. It definitely feels as though I'm more driven. I feel like I'm working towards something. I feel this, again, this kind of weight being lifted off of me, and starting to feel like, no, I can feel better. I can be more happy. I'm not as into the bad habits that I might have been previously, just because now I actually have, now I'm doing the thing that I've wanted to do for a really long time. And I think once you start doing the thing you really wanted to do for a really long time, again, it just lifts this, it portrays this lighter energy in you. You just feel lighter. You don't feel this weight on you. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, ever since I've been consistent, and definitely there are so many things I want to improve and get better, but I just think being consistent, having made these videos for every single day for at least a week now, it's definitely been nice. And again, I definitely do feel lighter and happier overall, and you just feel more fulfilled because you feel like you're working towards a goal that you actually really care about. And something about that, at least for me, that feeling of progress, that feeling of pursuing something that I care about, it just feels good. It just feels good, that feeling of progress, moving forward. just feels good. And again, it just gives you more confidence in yourself because you're giving yourself the opportunity to engage with something that you've always had an interest in, but for whatever reason you're scared to do, just because you think, oh, what will my friends say? Oh, what will my family say? Oh, will this even work out? It's like, forget all that, man. Just do the shit you want to do realistically, and you'll just start feeling better. So I know you guys probably, don't want to speak for you guys, but you probably have something that is similar to you in that realm. This thing you want to start. For me, it was making content consistently, but for you it could be, again, starting a clothing brand, posting your music, posting your art online, just sharing things, or engaging with something, whether that be starting the gym, starting to eat right, finally asking out that person you've had a crush on for a really long time. It can often be those seemingly small moves that end up changing your whole life. And again, I'm still in the state of, I've not been consistent for too long. I'm really just getting consistent now, but I'm still in the stages of changing as a person, things like that. I'm not too different from how I started, but again, the difference is palpable. And it's always really cool when someone picks up on that too, that you have like a lighter energy to you, that there's something about you that just seems different. And yeah, for me, I think the game changer has been content creation, and it was definitely needed. It was definitely needed because I found myself in a rut. I found myself wanting things to change, but I wasn't really changing as a person, so it was unfair for me to expect the situation around me to change. But yeah, bros, that move you're scared to make might be the game changer. Take that first step. I know it's tough. I know it's scary. I know you might be fearing judgment from everybody, but I think you just have to take that leap of faith, because the thing that really made me want to be consistent and make this move is that quote that you guys have probably heard, is the pain of staying the same is always more painful than the pain of change. Definitely butchered that, but that idea of like staying where you are is going to cost you more in the long run than making the change you want to. And I found that to be true, because I was definitely not so content with how things were previously, and I really wanted to change. So I realized I had to take a big step, and this is what it is. So yeah, make that move, do that thing you've been waiting on, that you've been wanting to do for a really long time. And it might not immediately have the effects of, oh snap, like I posted my first song on SoundCloud and the next day I have the Lambo and mansion, but it just changes you, just in that you just become lighter. You don't feel like you're hiding part of yourself anymore. You don't feel like there's no more, or at least you're starting to lessen the contrast between the way you see yourself, the way you want, and what you actually do. And yeah, you just start to become happier, and you just give off that happier energy. And when you become happier, when you start focusing on yourself, then everybody around you can become happier too, because they see you so happy, and they want to be more like you, and then everybody wins. And yeah, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.